Chilla Cam. Yes. First up, hello.
Good afternoon.
Say hello.
Evening,
hello to the
morning,
internets.
depending on what country you're in.
Oh, okay.
It might be morning, afternoon, evening.
Amanda's here as well.
Hello. go.
There you go.
How is your broom?
How is your broom? What the heck?
My,
Maybe
ri-
this was
my
'cause
ride
the Earth-
home is just fine.
The Earth is flat. The further out from the disc you are,
Oh, are we
the
still
more
on that?
straight your broom stands.
That's wow.
I just want once like there be like a whole house full of brooms standing up, and then all of a sudden an earthquake. I just want to watch that happen, and they like topple over like dominoes.
You know that is going to be like a horror movie thing now, where like
Beware
you
the
walk
brooms.
in and there's just like just standing brooms, and it's just like no.
Attack of the Brooms.
It's
What was
like-
the movie where
It's like the pile of books in Ghostbusters.
what was
Yes.
what was the movie where it was like all the old wives' tales or myths became true? Like if someone flashed their lights at you, or if you flashed your lights at someone on the road.
Oh, the Urban Legends movie.
Urban Legend. It'll be
that
an
was a
urban
great
legend.
movie.
If you come into your house,
Was that the one with Snoop Dogg?
No. If you come
Was that
into
the
your
sequel?
house and there's a broom standing straight up.
You may or may not had it.
Burn the house
You may or may
down.
not had a social media junkie in your home.
Also that. You pull a little closer.
A little closer.
Love
Hello?
the mic. Love it.
There we go.
Love it.
I just feel raspy today.
Be in the AwesomeCast zone.
I'm raspy.
That's called the Awesome Zone. Okay.
Hey, I'm trying to get a background check right now, so I can't be loving mics.
Whoa.
Jeez. Okay, that escalated. All right, let's do this. Tuesday night, where real podcasting happens.
Where or when?
When? Where?
When?
Where?
When and where?
Guess where? Where, when, how, when, why. All right, that's that. To record on the important one. Hey guys, it's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast episode 481. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studio in Pittsburgh, PA, in the Beachview neighborhood. And we are here. We got a crew with us. First of all, over on the couch, he is, what I called you, Sir Gadget last week or something?
I can't remember.
Mr. Sir Gadget Bottom.
Sir Gadget Bottom.
Gadget.
That's my new TikTok name.
John Chilla. That's a good TikTok name, actually. Welcome to the TikTok. It is John Chilla.
Sir Gadget Bottom.
Sir Gadget Bottom. How you doing? How
are
is
you?
your Gadget Bottom?
It is great, and my broom is fully standing straight up.
You like your brooms like you like your Saturday nights standing fully straight up.
Yeah, I'm gonna no longer mount my brooms to the wall. I'm just gonna stand them straight up.
You can have a floating broom in Studio C like you have your floating iMac in
Yes.
there. Yeah, that's a good idea. Wait a minute. Why is there an extra pair of headphones over there? What
'Cause
happened?
I have
Oh,
very delicate
now
ears.
Sir Gadget Bottom has to have special custom headphones
I have
in order
very,
to do this.
Yes, I have very delicate ears,
Well, what
and
can't-
your headphones hurt my ears.
I'm sorry, they're not made for every head.
They're too hard. They're harsh.
Harsh. Oh man! Also with us, you heard her giggling over there off to the side. Amanda Narcisi is with us from Bull
Hello.
Pittsburgh. Hello,
Queen
Hi.
of the brooms.
Queen of the Brooms.
There we go. I just feel bad for your wife if she like walks in later and there's like 10 brooms in the kitchen. She's like, "What did you do?"
So, just a science experiment with the kid.
Nothing. Pay no attention to the brooms in the corner.
Yeah, nobody puts the
Make
broom
us
in the
into
corner.
Blair Witch and just start like twisting them together.
Amanda, how's it going? What's going on with you?
Everything.
A little bit of everything, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Busy winter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you guys have been very busy, and of course we had the Super Bowl brunch here a couple 2 Sundays ago. Wait, 2 Sundays ago? I don't know.
Yeah.
They all blend together.
God, that was
fellas.
so long ago. Yes. Yeah. The Super Bowl brunch number 3.
Mhm.
It was awesome.
Fantastic guess. I learned about a Loot Crate type service where they send you beer items.
Yes.
First sip box, right?
Yeah. Hey, Valentine's Day is this weekend. Cue them.
There you go.
Like, yeah.
Good beer
The
gifts.
Perfect.
Good
gift.
beer gifts. Anyways, this is the AwesomeCast, streaming live on Facebook and many other platforms as well as we record this. You can check out everything at AwesomeCast.com, where you can find this and past episodes and show notes and find out where to subscribe. You can find the AwesomeCast on your iTunes. Oh, not your they have not updated iTunes on the PC. So for whoever's been calling me out about saying iTunes all the time, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. And of course, you can find video versions on YouTube and Facebook. You can hit us up at AwesomeCast@sorgatronmedia.com. Actually, maybe not, because I think that broke. You can hit us up somewhere. If that doesn't work, hit us up on Twitter at Mayhem or at AwesomeCast. Sorry, I moved the email over to G Suites, and I think I broke all the extra emails with that domain. So we're in the process of fixing that. Also, AwesomeCast on Facebook, where you can catch us live. Again, we are on many platforms on Twitter, Periscope, YouTube, Twitch. But, of course, the main chat room is happening over on Facebook. And I was talking with a fan from one of our other shows. So we do go live on those if you catch us later. So you can join us here live and tweet us or whatever the case may be if you're not a Facebook person. Because I know there are some people don't Facebook like at all. And that's why we're in multiple places, so that we can provide that. At First Sip Brew Box is the account on social media if you want to check that out. Steve of Bold Sports is throwing that in there. Gotta get the complete plugs. I appreciate it, because I don't know if I remember the entire name. And of course, like I said, we're here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. And thank you to our audio partners streaming us throughout the week. Our friends at the 405media.com carrying us noon Eastern time on the weekdays, and our friends at Post Industrial Audio that are telling the world about the Pittsburgh podcast scene. So we really do appreciate that. And I'm trying to figure out why I have wrestling on this thing over here. The wrong account is open. Anyways, and thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/awesomecast. You guys have been supporting us over there, and get some extra stuff, like we're talking about brooms today. Will be your gold content, apparently.
They're important.
Yes, broom talk.
Broomsicle.
Welcome to Broomcast, where we give you all your broom standing news and technique. So, thank you to our friends at the Coffee Club level, Matt Weller, John Diggy DeGore, and John Carmen, and our friends at the Fan of the Show level, Michael Fedor, and our friends at phmuseums.org. What is going on over there?
I'm gonna make a sundial out of a broom.
Sundial out of a broom?
I just glanced over and you were on Mount Lebanon's website. I'm like, are you looking up if I'm allowed to build a sundial in my backyard with a broom?
No, I was trying so.
Because I think I'll be in trouble with the borough at some point for that.
How big of a broom sundial can I make?
These questions and more.
No, I wanted to see does the criminal court keep like a docket record of trials? But I don't think they do.
By borough?
By like
are we talking about brooms or your other case?
No, because I wanted to bring that up today because my court case was last week.
Oh, are we allowed to talk about that?
I don't know, and that's why I was like, is it public record?
You can if it's by borough. Like I look up Dormonts all the time and stuff like
they
that.
They have the police blotter, but I couldn't. But my thing was Dormont, but it was
so background. If anybody's not aware that may be tuning in, there's if you go back check out our home automation special around Christmas time. Chilla told us about how somebody stole his television from his front porch on a Ring doorbell and then returned it. And then you were going through the legal proceedings.
He got community a bunch of hours of community service. Summary offense, can have no police interaction for 90 days. Mm-hmm. So it all worked out. I didn't even have to go in and give a testimony or anything because he pled guilty.
Okay.
I think I looked back to see what happened because I saw you mention it in the Dormont website.
Yeah, and it was on the blotter.
It
was on the police
like,
blotter.
What happened?
It made the police blotter. What I was trying to find is, do they talk about what was handed out, who it was, that kind of thing. But I couldn't, so I don't want to give names or
Is
something.
he known?
I don't know.
I'm sure you can find the
Is he
name.
like a public influencer
you
that
really-
we should all know or something? And now he's like, his headshot is famous.
His broom fell over.
His moral broom.
Careful,
has
he'll
been,
be listening, and all of a sudden you have like 10 brooms from Amazon on your front porch.
Jeez.
Your Ring doorbell will go off, and there's just brooms.
Just line them up on our window up here.
That could be like the new high school prank. Like, you instead of just ringing the doorbell and running, you set up all the brooms and then.
Anyways, other than brooms, what is your awesome thing of the week, guys? Let's try to do a podcast.
So I got one. So Samsung made an announcement today.
Yes.
Out of San Francisco instead. They didn't go because of the coronavirus. Many companies are pulling out of the World Mobile Congress, where many mobility companies come and make their announcements. It was like Sony, Samsung, Amazon, right, pretty much any company, or every company was kind of backing out last minute. They announced 3 Samsung Galaxies, depending on how you spell that, apostrophe S, IES.
Galaxy?
Eyes.
Is it Galaxy?
And we had to add 10 to the number. We went from the S10 to the S20.
What
That
is that
confused
math?
me.
What is this math?
That confused me.
Maybe because it's 2020?
I guess.
Now they're going to line up with the year?
The year.
That's,
I guess.
That's just
Okay.
going to be until they come out with like 3 in 1 or 2 in 1 year, and then it's going to be whatever. Anyway, so they have the S20, the S20 Plus, and the S20
Plus?
Ultra. No, Ultra.
Ultra. Okay.
Interestingly enough, I've seen Plus with the plus sign, and I've also seen it PLUS. So I don't know if they're using it interchangeably, how that's working. But anyway, the primary difference is the inches of screen. So the S20 is a 6.2 inch, the S20 Plus is a 6.7 inch, and the 20 Ultra is a 6.9 inch. The memory, this is what surprised me for an I mean, I know Android kind of can go much higher with the memory, and I'm not talking storage here, I'm talking memory. The 20 and the 20 Plus have 12 gigs of memory, and the S20 Ultra will come in a 12 or 16 gig variant. The cameras are the other differentiator. The front-facing camera is 1010 40 megapixel. 40 being on the S20 Ultra. And then the rear camera, there's three cameras with a actual time of flight sensor, which kind of looks like a camera on the Plus and the Ultra. Pretty interesting device. They are using like the hole punch in the center of the device for the front facing. They call it the Space Zoom 100X, which is a 100X super resolution zoom on the S20 Ultra. What caught me off guard, and I'm wondering if we're going to continue to see prices climb. And now I'm trying to find the section in the article where they talked about it. So the S20 starts at $1,000, the 20 Plus $1,200, and the Ultra at $1,400.
So they didn't make an inexpensive version at all.
No, but at the same time, a couple months back, they announced was it the S10 and like the S10 Lite and Note S10.
Well, doesn't
Note 10 Lite?
Samsung has plenty of mid-range phones in general. I mean, the Galaxy is kind of their flagship brand.
That's there.
So,
yeah.
I mean, you still have your Cracker Jack box Samsungs that you can get in
You have your Boost
track
Mobile
phone, Boost Mobile that you can throw in a red wagon. Callback.
But I think this is going to be the trend this year because even so they leaked that foldable one the other night.
They put they had a TV advertisement out before they actually
Did the announcement
of the
of the
That was
L2.
odd.
The L2. It was on during the Oscars. And then a couple weeks ago was the Razor during the Grammys. And the Razor is starting at,
Motorola announced that, and then they put it on hold because of all the pre-orders. They couldn't fulfill pre-orders.
That price is expensive, though.
It's crazy for a phone.
$63 a month.
And I heard it broke after 2,700 folds.
Yep.
What was it? CNET has a folding machine.
Yes.
I understand. That's crazy.
27,000 and it broke.
I don't know if I want a foldable phone.
I don't want a foldable phone. I've already decided.
I want it implanted in my eyeball.
Skip ahead.
I do things too quickly. So I don't want the hassle of having to open my phone to make a tweet.
Well, if it gets to the point where it's like a flip open phone, like if you give me a flip open phone that feels like the old Sidekick, it goes or like the Matrix phones that went
it slid down.
Yeah, it slid down. Man, that's a fun movie to go back and watch, and
they're gonna do another one.
Get it aged. I know they're doing another one. So, but anyways, I with the foldable phones, you gotta give it some time. Probably by the time Apple gets around to it, right? So, Amanda, what's your awesome thing?
I am now a fitness tech junkie this week.
Okay.
So I finally joined the watch club.
There you go.
So I am now addicted to closing my rings, pretty much so. But I found this company called Jack's Jocks, and they make tech for fitness. So they actually make a kettlebell and a roller that that can gauge your workouts. The kettlebell is extremely fascinating to me because you can actually adjust the weight on it to go up more. So you can, like, based on your workout, you can adjust the weight of how much you're lifting on this kettlebell.
It's based on the equinox.
The gravitational pull of the kettlebell makes it heavier. But then, like, the roller thing is pretty cool too, because whenever you do any roller exercise, it kind of will gauge that too, which I'm not too familiar for that. They also have a smart mat, which is kind of like a yoga mat, but it's smart. I didn't really read up.
Is that what this guy's doing the kettlebell on here in this
Yes.
video? Okay.
Yes.
All
so
right.
I thought that was kind of neato. And then it tracks everything from your workouts to how much weight you lifted and everything right through your phone.
I'm always interested by promo pictures for this because I'm going through when everybody's apartment is cleaner than mine, my house. And also, why is there just random naked paint mannequin in the background of this photo? What is happening?
You just got to stick out, I guess, somehow, right?
Is this the kind of person? Do you have a naked paint mannequin in your house? Is that the kind of person that you are?
And the guy has like one of the busts like Batman, like he's gonna flip open the head and hit the red button.
Yeah,
that's what he's training for, is to be Batman's sidekick.
But they also have a hydration bottle, which I thought was pretty cool.
The hydration bottles are really, really neato. So I just saw one the other day that it glows every time it's time for you to take a drink. Then it tracks it on your phone and on your watch, like it'll alert you when it's time to drink water. And they're pretty neato. Those hydration
those
bottles
aren't
are huge.
Those aren't like as expensive. They're
priced.
$15.
Yeah, they're pretty neato. So yeah, I'm now addicted to fitness tech while I eat pizza. Pretty much.
I need that water because I realize I've drank nothing but coffee the last 2 days.
I live on, Starbucks taco and pizza, but, yet I'm still, the wearable tech is here to stay.
When does the watch just say, stop eating that shit?
Yeah, I know. That's what I want. I want the watch to be like, you have lifted.
You.
You have lifted your hand to your mouth 55 times in the last hour. Please stop eating pizza.
Drop the pizza.
Please don't drink that beer anymore.
It's a cycle. It's a horrible, horrible cycle. And the point is to break that cycle and enforce positive goals. Well, my awesome thing is actually it was brought up last week on the show, and I had a chance to actually check it out because I'm like, this thing actually seems like a really good idea for me. And I have internet at home now, so let's do things. So I think, Chilla, you brought up the GeForce NOW service that came out of beta, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was from our chat room. Okay.
I think we talked. Yeah, it was in the notes last week.
So I got to play with first day. I signed up for a founder's account. because I figure it is cheaper than buying a whole new computer that can do these things. Again, this is a cloud service, so hopefully you have like really good internet. We have 100 up and down on the on FiOS at home, and my issue with it is it doesn't have all my games. Now, this is you go through and you log in with whether it be Steam or your account for Fortnite or Apex Legends or Battle.net for things like Diablo 3 and StarCraft. But it's not including everything. Like everything has to be optimized, they're saying, for it. So my Street Fighter 5 isn't there. My Chikara game that's made by a development team of 2 that I've been following for a while and actually get to meet a couple of times. So you're not going to get everything, but the stuff you get is pretty cool. I've been playing Rocket League, and it's the best that I've ever seen it because I don't really play it on my MacBook because that's more for work. And I'm playing this on an i5, I think a 4th generation i5 laptop that plays like old Transformers games good, but I'm starting to choke on I can't play Rocket League very well or anything beyond that. Like anything more than like 6 years old is kind of where that fits. Telltale games, I can kind of play Telltale games in Walking Dead. But this thing is kind of nice. It actually boots you into an instance of Chilla. I was actually showing you a little bit of it before the show. It opens up Steam, but only allows you to open that Steam game.
It's like it's almost like it launches like its own little virtual machine that's dedicated and pre-configured for that game.
Yeah, and I loaded up some Rocket League for you here. First time ever even loading the program on my Mac here at work at the office, and it was pretty. I mean, it took a minute. You got to hit install on Steam every time and do an installation every time you want to play your game, but it happens in seconds because it's like obviously cached somewhere on the server. Like this seems like a really viable thing. It seems a little more real than like Stadia doesn't have a free version yet, and then you'd have to buy games in Stadia to use. And I mean, the other thing that I feel like whatever PlayStation has and Xbox, because my brother's been on the Xbox beta and he talked about a little bit of in our AwesomeCast group. That will translate all your digital games for Xbox will supposedly be on that platform as well. So
I've tried to join that beta and I didn't get accepted.
Yeah, I didn't either. And now the next thing is to grab my old Samsung S6 and see if that'll run this GeForce setup. So it's worthwhile. So if you're like kind of curious about PC gaming, because games seem to be a little cheaper sometimes, see if the game that you want is on this, and again, it's free. Like without a credit card, you can log in. Like there's a potential that you may be on a wait list, I think, if the servers are queued, or that you're only limited to an hour of play. I think paying for it, you're limited to 6 hours of play, but let's be honest about that. You should probably not play more than 6 hours in a row of a video game. Not that we haven't, but I think it's worthwhile. It's GeForceNow.com if you want to check it out, and it's got a lot of really good stuff. I threw my and a lot of strange choice. No Tomb Raider. They have Quake 2 RTX on it, which is the ray tracing technology. They have a couple other examples of games with that. They don't have like Fallout 4, but they have Fallout like 3 and 76. It's a peculiar kind of lineup here and there. So. Look at it if the games that you're there, or even just get in free and just play some Fortnite and see how it runs, and see if it works for you. So, and try it on about any kind of hardware too. Like within the past, 8 years, I think you could try on this thing. So, all right. With that, hey, want to give a shout out to our friends supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Our friends at Slice on Broadway up here in Beachview, right along the tracks here. Right up the road of 4 locations: Beachview, Carnegie, the East End, and PNC Park, home of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Please go check them out. Let them know the AwesomeCast sent you, and they're feeding our crew here for a good long time in our 10-year history of the show. Thank you so much to those guys for supporting us. And check them out. So, Chachi, first of all, did you guys see Chachi's new tattoo?
Oh, I haven't.
I didn't.
They got tattoos for Valentine's Day. And he got an Assassin's Creed Black Flag logo.
Wow.
Yes.
That's dedication.
Yes.
don't think I could do that.
That's amazing. And I'm saying that because I'm just now playing Black Flag.
Wow.
Anyways, he's got a lot of stuff going on there over at thegamejourney.com. I know he has been, and part of this is my fault, he's been rearranging things a little bit over there. I said to him, because I was like, I remember the archive.org and the emulated games, and I'm like, hey, man, you should like post if this game is available for people to play over there, because you could just like, hey, I'm going to talk about the Sega Genesis game. You post it, and it was like, well, I can go in my browser and play that Sega Genesis game for a couple minutes to get the idea. Like, that's great, right? So he's been updating it a little bit. What he has some notes. He says he bought it. Well, this is probably not the note for that. He says if you mention on AC, be sure to include at the end of the section the Nintendo 3DS, and resources will be available for purchase. So I don't know if he means he's selling his 3DS afterwards, but he has gone through if these games are available. Like, for instance, he just did Revenge of Shinobi here. And I believe he does have Where to Buy, and you can actually grab a copy of we got to check the links on that one. So that's kind of nice, because I don't know how many places you can get Revenge of Shinobi, for instance, for the Genesis. So he's helping kind of connect that as well. So go check his stuff out, thegamejourney.com. All right, let's look into what everybody had in the AwesomeCast group. Well, let's see. Podner was sharing about the Galaxy S20. We already touched base on that. So this was one. There's some updates to the XPrize. And I love the AI prize, the artificial intelligence. I actually was there for the kickoff for that, and now I have to whitelist the Post Gazette. Give me a moment for that. But in the running for the top prize are two Pittsburgh companies in the running with facial technology and trash bots. I've not seen these trash bots yet.
There was just an interesting conversation the other day about trash bots at my work, where we were talking about if the dog's tail like sets off the trash sensor, so that your trash can just keeps opening and closing every time the dog walks by.
Oh, this is a real thing?
Yeah, like you can buy censored trash cans, like that you walk over and like wave your hand over it, and the trash can pops open.
So you don't have to touch anything.
Right. There's also like home automation apps for it and stuff like that. I think it would be funny if it would alert you when it's full, like take me out, or like, hey, it's Friday, it's time to take me to the curb. But we're discussing it, like how sensitive is it? Like, can the dog's tail set it off? And because those homes that have dogs, like they would just be so like the dog would just walk by and the trash can would pop open
and just wear out.
And guess what? That's where the dog's like gonna have dessert. Because if you don't have a good dog, that's what happens. Is the dog goes for the trash can. So the dog is gonna figure it out.
So the companies included for the represented in the XPrize this time. Northside-based Marinus Analytics, which uses software and facial recognition tools to help law enforcement officials identify sex trafficking victims. And the next thing will not be nearly as important. Clean Robotics, a startup in Point Breeze that uses artificial intelligence to sort trash to help promote proper recycling.
That one is, I could deal with that one.
So
that's
where are
actually
they?
Cool.
So they said they're used in Pittsburgh, Colorado, and North Carolina, San Francisco, and Australia. So do they have pictures of them?
Of the
trash
robots.
bots.
The
robots.
I do.
I want to see a picture. Oh wait, here's. Yeah. I don't know if this is.
I think it's more of a sorting machine.
It's a sorting machine.
Yeah, it gets to the recycling center, and it's kind of just a machine. They're applying AI to it. Here, they're cleanrobotics.com is the site.
I think that's smart.
Not to downplay sex trafficking help. Right?
No, not at all.
So this actually a bin. Wait, I think I've seen a version of this. Wait a minute. I feel like this was a pitch at a startup weekend that I've been to. This seems very familiar to me, actually. So, I'd be curious to see if the same people like actually started this at a startup weekend. Which and by the way, a friend of the show that's been on here, Kenny Chen, is involved with the XPrize Foundation and the Pittsburgh chapter of it, and I believe also behind one of the people behind the Pittsburgh startup weekends. So it all comes together. So go check that out. It's just good to hear some good team or good Pittsburgh companies are getting a.
I am interested in how they're going to do the sex trafficking AI type of thing.
It's the facial recognition. I think it's just kind of picking up on cameras, right?
Like all over Southside now, because that's the biggest one that you're hearing about right now.
Oh, really?
Southside. Yeah, apparently they're going around playing sounds of like children crying or like a woman screaming, and so when you come out of your home to investigate, they grab you.
Wow.
Yeah,
really?
It's been all over. It's been reported a few places online that's how they're getting people now. They've reported all over Southside, a few places in Northside. So I'd be interested on if they're going to do something like obviously Southside, all those businesses, most of them have cameras pointed outside that can absolutely record who goes in and out of all those bars and restaurants. So that's definitely something. But they're doing it more towards people's residential homes now. That's the scariest thing.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how that works out, especially because there's the discussion about facial recognition and kind of rules coming down about where they can do it. Like San Francisco has recently banned it, or at least AI facial recognition, and just like that application. Also, Bryan sent us, Bryan Stefanski sent us in the group because, that couch you guys are sitting on over there, we brought that up the street from the old studio. And so he was kind of brought back to the day with these guys that are moving a broken down sofa. I don't know where. And it looks like they're having some trouble there. So
they're awkwardly balancing it on a forklift or on a dolly.
Why is it upside down?
It's upside down on because you got to hold the dolly. Jeez, we didn't even use a dolly. We just lifted the damn thing with like two people and carried it up the street, and then stopped for ice cream when the ice cream guy came by.
That's funny.
Yeah. Anyways, oh wait, he lost the pillow. He's getting the pillow. It's all right. The other guy's got it. We're good.
Oh god. Oh god.
Thank you, Bryan, for sharing that. Anyways, hey, we do a lot of stuff around here. Actually, last week we had a lot of fun. I was saying before the show, I know far more about LiDARs in automated cars than I probably should know. Well, I was going to say useless information, but the people that were learning it will actually do something with that with an AI-powered car. But that's one of the things that we were working with, capturing some skill shops as part of Sidekick Media Services, sidekickmediaservices.com. Well, we do podcasting out here, but it also lives out of here at Sorgatron Media Studio, and we do a lot of stuff with our clients, and we can help you with your next big project to be a sidekick to your superhero project. Learn more about video production, podcasting, and websites, social media, so much more at sidekickmediaservices.com. All right. So, Chilla, you got a couple of things here down at the bottom, right?
Down at the bottom.
Oh.
So the one that I found interesting, so Logitech came out with a new camera, and what originally caught my eye was it was USB-C, and I'm like, this doesn't seem like there's enough USB-C, and we have all these dongles converting.
Yeah, just ask Aaron. He doesn't know what to do with all those ports.
Yes, but what really caught my eye on this one is it's the stream cam, so it's targeted at streamers for like YouTube and Twitch.
Okay.
To come in at a lower price point than their Brio camera, that's a $200. This is like $100. It's still $170. But what really caught my eye was it'll film in portrait mode, like in the, like, you know how everything's landscape. This will do like
vertical.
So if you
like in TikTok.
So you can TikTok.
In TikTok, because I've been TikToking lately, I've been as of last night. I've been TikToking.
Or you could do all your videos for your Snapchats, or whatever vertical video you want to do. This will do it. It was nice too because I have a couple webcams that I wish had a tripod mount. This has, the standard clip on your monitor. It can attach to a tripod.
A lot of
for
the
vertical
higher
video.
end, the higher end Logitechs always seem to have a standard tripod mount on it. So like I've seen it like the $60 and up with them in the past years, like the old 910 920s that we used to pick up for.
I have like an older, I think it was an early model of the 920 or 930, and I was surprised it doesn't have a tripod.
Really?
Mount. Yeah. Because I thought it did, and I took it to work to hand to someone to put on a tripod, and they're like, "There's no mount on the bottom of this." I'm like, "Oops, sorry."
Well, that's a nice thing.
But I thought it was interesting, an interesting device. Like I said, it's default USB-C, comes with a couple of dongles. So if you don't have a newer laptop or desktop, desktops even have USB-C. I haven't seen a desktop.
I haven't seen a new one in a while, so yeah, I'm not sure. So my awesome thing, or not my awesome thing. My other cool thing is, have you guys checked out Mythic Quest on Apple TV Plus? Yes.
Yes. All of it.
Oh, jeez.
I finished it last night. I actually binged it all last night.
We just got through episode 5, the flashback episode. Yeah, though that is something.
It gets real sentimental after
It does.
that, I will tell you that.
Yeah, I bet it does.
It got the whole like underlying story after that episode.
How many episodes are there?
It's 9.
9.
9 half-hour episodes. It is almost certainly it's got that Silicon Valley vibe with a little tinge of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So it has a lot of the creators are involved in it, of course. But it's been fun so far. But the cool thing about it, and we're watching this thing, and again, just playing a lot of Assassin's Creed, my wife and I lately, they cop a lot of things. Like literally in a transition scene, you see a character that doesn't look like an assassin do the jump with the eagle scream off of a building, and we're just like, wait a minute.
I don't know where they got that from.
And there's a bunch of stuff they got. So apparently, as part of this, the show is really good. I really enjoy the show, and that we've been like trying to find time to watch it over the last couple of days, actually. But Ubisoft actually was involved in creating a fake game for Mythic Quest. So when they do their in-game stuff here, like it is an actual game that they built, at least enough that they can do, whatever they need to do for the story. And it's an MMO game is the story, this Mythic Quest game. Raven's Banquet is the expansion pack that they just released at the beginning of the series, and I don't know, again, not going through the rest of the series, I feel like every season's going to be a new expansion pack.
I feel like they're missing a huge point of like they could do so much more with the the retail end of this. Like I completely want a t-shirt that says like Poppy is my queen or something like that. Like something with like Poppy just screaming like Ian. Just like just something like they need to do more with the whole retail end of it, because there's so much they're missing. There's so many like one-liners and like so much great. Even the soundtrack music they pick is great.
Oh yeah.
They did the whole one, the background story of the writer behind it, and they like played Pink Floyd in the entire like episode. I was like, yes, like it was great. I just feel like they're missing. There could be more. To
this is the first thing. This is the first thing that I watched that feels like, because it seemed like it came out of nowhere. Now when I look back, like apparently there was like a preview or something back at like E3, but I didn't feel like it really told you much about it. It looked like a game trailer mostly, right?
Right.
So I discovered it like maybe early to mid-January, and then it dropped like last week, and I didn't know about it, right? But this feels like that random show that I'm going to find on Netflix and binge through. And also they did a binge. They didn't binge a lot of those first. They didn't drop the entire thing of those first few seasons on Apple TV Plus.
No.
Even Disney Plus didn't.
Even Disney Plus hasn't been doing that. Yeah. So that
like the morning show, you had to do it every Friday. Serve it, you had to do every Friday.
We waited till it was all out and we just binged through it.
Right.
So I mean, you could do that too.
I usually waited 3 or 4 episodes.
At least like in a chunk, right? So it was like that was different for them. Snoopy, they dropped all of Snoopy at once.
That's true. Yes.
But it's also like 40 minutes total. It's all great. But anyways, so it feels like, this is the first time they've had something like this, and it feels like it's kind of taken off. So who knows what they'll do with it? Like, are we going to see Raven's Banquet shirts in Apple stores or something? Well, they barely have any clothing retail there.
Right.
So
I hope it doesn't go that far, but I hope at some point somebody allows some type of licensing for it, because I'd really like some animated shirt of like Poppy just screaming at Ryan, or something, or like a Pootie thing, some type of Pootie joke.
The Twitch streamer was a Pootie Pie.
Pootie Pie.
Pootie Pie.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives out of 5 buttholes, I think it is.
Is it actually? Do they refer to it as Twitch, or is it some other?
I know they just say streamers.
They just say streamers.
Streamers. The part I've been so far, they go to a streamer con looking for streamers because that's basically like a streamer likes your game. That's what makes it. Kind of situation.
Right. Like when they sit around, they don't watch like the numbers of revenue. They watch what the streamers say. Like they'll all gather in the conference room and then we're like, okay, the streamer's reviewing the game, play. And then there's like, they're all gathered in the conference room, like watching what he gives. And it's weird.
And the kid's like 14 years old and has that like a little bit of that Will Ferrell mom, moment. Like my mom, she's a great employee.
Yeah. There's a lot of spoilers, but I won't say anything. But I finished it, and it's pretty outstanding. The end, it's pretty outstanding. But I hope they do more with it. I really do.
Season 2 was already announced last month.
Yay!
So yay! I hope they make more. Oh wait, they announced it like 2 weeks ago. Okay.
Yay!
All right.
I feel like, which is great because I feel like Apple TV Plus became the contender with everything, with these like few shows that everybody is talking about, and now there's a Beastie Boys documentary coming in a few weeks.
Yeah.
That is supposed to be huge.
I feel bad because I want to tell Chachi about it, but he's an Android guy.
I think he knows about it, but he said he's not going to watch it because
it's Apple.
Because it's Apple.
Right. Well, he's just going to want to eventually.
But if you have any kind of modern smart TV, I mean, there's plenty of places to get the Apple content.
Right, there is.
Right,
you just got to pay for it, or get your month for free. Watch that one thing and then cancel it.
Chachi, just I'll put you on my family plan. It's okay.
Yeah.
Just go in. I wonder if it would work if you go into the Apple Store and log in with your iTunes account. Does it pop up the prompt for a free year?
Wait, will you log into like a system device? Let's not talk about hacking the Apple Store live on the internet.
The store has already become the after-school library.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we've had a round of, I'll just give it away that I work, where I work now. So we've had, for the last few weeks, about 5 teenagers, they're probably about 12 or 13, come to the store and play video games around the iMac table. So they take up 2 laptops and the entire iMac table.
It doesn't become library. It's become the arcade.
It's become the arcade.
Huh.
And I literally looked at my boss the first day and I said, somebody needs to pull down the marketing person from Simon Mall and tell them that the new rebuild needs to have an arcade.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is the next Apple commercial for Apple Arcade.
Like,
right
yeah.
here.
Mm-hmm. They weren't even playing Apple Arcade, but at the same time, like they were playing something on stream or on Steam. They all logged into their to this website. They were playing some shoot 'em up game that looked like Minecraft, like it was all blocks, but they were just a one-person shooter. I have no idea. I just thought it was hilarious because they all put their headphones on and plugged them in the back of the iMacs and then just sat there. And they brought in, they literally brought in a case of Mountain Dew and 3 bags of Doritos.
Wait, you guys, there's this, like, you won't do it? Like, just, like.
And we totally went in the back and got them extra mice because some
Really?
of the iMacs had, like, trackpads. So they got extra mice so the kids could play. And they stayed there for probably about a good hour just playing. And we just, like, were like, okay, cool, whatever. Like they weren't disturbing anybody or anything. We also have a guy that comes in literally every single day and plays music on the iMacs and stuff like that. Like if you watch like long enough, if you come in the store enough, you see these regular characters.
Mm-hmm.
But these kids, it was hilarious. They came in like a case of Mountain Dew, like bags of Doritos.
I'd be worried about
like,
Dorito
gaming.
dust on my keyboard.
And they just start gaming, like just sitting there playing video games, and we're like, this is hilarious. Like this tells the mall there needs to be an arcade again.
Oh yeah.
Some type of arcade. Like Poor Looking for Group is so far away, but yet they need something like that in a mall setting for these kids.
That's like a pay by the hour or something that's not too expensive.
And just set up a bunch of couches, a couple TVs. Like take almost the looking for group like thing and put it in a mall setting, and it would be like unbelievable. On a Friday night, that place is packed.
Wow, really?
Packed with teenagers with nothing to do.
That's crazy.
It's reverted back to the 90s. The mall is reverted back to the 90s.
And for those that say that Macs aren't for gaming, those kids are proving it.
Pretty much.
And when it's on it, so
right
it's
there.
a browser game, so it's something they'll play on
It's
Safari.
something that they're doing on Safari and just loading it up, and they're playing each other.
Wow.
Like the one dude, the one kid stood up and he's like, "I just took you out," and I'm like, "What is happening?"
Meanwhile, people are looking at Apple Watches and
right,
whatnot around
like
them.
they're just trying to shop and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Like I'm in an appointment trying to explain to a person.
But it's not
something, but,
overly disruptive. They're keeping to themselves and doing a thing, and
Nope.
and it's probably great for people to see. Here are these kids gaming on a Mac.
But it literally just shows that there needs to be arcades and stuff again
Wow.
in malls because it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where they want
Those
to be.
that think gaming is an antisocial platform.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That became social. due to
Absolutely.
Online gaming.
It's kind of come back around, hasn't it? I mean, with so much opportunity,
Right.
or just like anything internet, you can be one way or the other with it. So, all right. So speaking of the gaming, here's one that I liked. I did not have a Game Boy in the era of the photo printer on the Game Boy. Know what I'm talking about here?
I think I got rid of mine before the photo printer became like the cool thing.
It was like the Game Boy Color era, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I saw this actually on LinkedIn. David Kelly on LinkedIn actually has he took a Game Boy with the Game Boy web camera type thing. I know this is the opposite of your TikTok camera you were just talking about from Logitech, Chilla, but he mounted a ready to go printer, the Game Boy printer. You could get a printer that printed out dot matrix images for you, and he turned it into a nice little picture frame thing. So you're good to go. Build a pocket photo booth that will hang on the wall like a picture frame with the 8-foot photos. So I don't know, kind of a nice throwback there. And again, kind of staying on that gaming idea. Let's see, what else do we got here? Ford has a jacket for when you go biking, Chilla.
They have a jacket for me to what? Go biking?
Go biking. For you to go biking. So that you can put an emoji.
Oh, I saw this. Is it a jacket or a backpack?
No, it's a jacket.
This looked pretty
With LEDs on the back, and you can put a little emoji back there.
Yeah, I don't.
And
Need
I
to
know
go
you're gonna
biking
put.
to wear
I
this.
know you're gonna do a poop emoji.
I'd do a middle finger emoji. Are you
There you
kidding me?
go.
Especially
There
if I was
you
in New York
go.
City.
Well, that's
I
London.
mean-
That's London.
It's the emoji jacket. Helps people.
Oh, that is London. There's a double decker bus.
helps
That's-
people
it's
to
in the
share
underground
the
logo.
road here. So
Can you change it with your Apple Watch? I want to be able to change the
I don't
emoji
know, it's
from my
Ford.
watch.
So so far I'm just seeing faces. I don't know. Okay, they do. It looks like a couple faces so far.
I've seen backpacks where there's like a.
Oh, there's a hazard exclamation and then a smiley face. There you go.
I just would want the turn signal arrows.
Yeah, there it
There
is.
you
it is.
go.
There's the turn
Yes.
signals.
Yes,
A happy face and a sad face. I don't know where that all fits in.
because they're starting to put the turn signals on the helmets, so I'd like to see that on the
Can
jacket.
we get is
too,
Bike
yeah.
Pittsburgh on top of this one? Because I'd love to see these around town.
That would be awesome.
But I mean, obviously, it's probably like an early thing that they're just kind of rolling out in general.
Will this tech bring back ASCII art where we're doing pixel by pixel?
Perhaps.
I'd like to see that art show in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Pixel art. Somebody get
There's
on
$1
that.
million idea.
Yeah, they can. They can use it to display turn signals or a hazard symbol. They can use it to indicate their general mood. I am a mad biker. Leave me alone. Apparently, so I. However that
Second
works
a
out.
car hits them, it just gets to frowny face, roar.
Absolutely.
And an emergency calls 911.
Yeah, exactly. Does this thing
Your jacket now
does
just
this
call
thing-
911.
Does my jacket have reception to get help? Let's see. GM. It was actually this was mentioned because I know this was in the news. I actually put this in the group and then went to the event where GM was there talking about Super Cruise. So, but no, they're going to be putting Super Cruise, which is that quasi AI like level 3, I believe, cruise control in 22 of their 2023 vehicles coming up. So that is, and I think they had, or somebody else had a list of who's all getting this kind of whatever that company's version of Super Cruise is all the top 10 best-selling models are all getting this technology in it moving forward. So that's kind of interesting to see. So that means in another 10 years, when I'm buying a used car, I'll have Super Cruise.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Realistically, we all learn you got to watch yourself if you're going to buy that used Tesla this week. When the guy bought a certified used, had a features list from Tesla, was a certified Tesla used car apparently.
Huh.
Had all the upgrades, right? Like the what is theirs called? A pilot or something, right? Got a software update and they took away the autopilot because something crossed over and they said actually you or the user before you didn't actually pay for this upgrade and they actually downgraded. So whether this is a Tesla communication error or what, but it's kind of a question mark on, you got to watch when there's those software upgradable cars.
I just think giggling as like a technician, like how many times do you tell a person to plug in their car to update their firmware or software?
Yeah, exactly. No, isn't it a plug-in?
Or what happens?
Isn't it oversell?
Or like what happens if that satellite all of a sudden malfunctions one night, or your phone or your car's not set to receive the reception of the satellite? All of a sudden your GPS is showing like Asia instead of United States.
But my fear is what happens when like 5 or how many years do they support that for? And they then like there's some bug and they're like, yeah, we're no longer issuing firmware updates for that. Your car, it's 7 years old.
I don't know if you're going to be driving a 2017 Tesla in 20 years.
I'm not even saying in 20. Happening. What happens if like in like 5 they decide?
Hey, your hardware no longer supports this software.
We're seeing this with smart objects, right? I even thought about that. I'm like, how long are those LED bulbs rated for? And I bought a Sylvania Wi-Fi bulb. What happens when that thing stops being supported? I mean, I guess I just have a light bulb in the end.
Yeah, I guess I never thought about that because they say like the actual bulb lasts 15 years, but does the technology inside the bulb will be written into every single operating system from here on for the next 15
Now
years.
It has its own app, and will Sylvania keep updating the app? And then, I haven't even looked at from the Do Home things and that bulb. I haven't looked into what do I need to do to update these things if need be.
Philips, it's kind of easy because Philips, they'll give you an alert when it's time to update it. Like, and then you go in the Philips app and just hit update.
And the Wise cameras do the same thing. If I go into the app to look at something, it'll let me know, hey, this camera could use an update, and go ahead and do that.
I think I open the app like once a month.
For
Philips.
For Philips. Okay.
Yeah. I don't ever, because I run it all off a HomeKit, so I don't really ever open that app.
I have not opened the Do Home, whatever that's called, in the Sylvania app since I've installed them. And it's been, the last 2 months, relatively?
Oh, who was it that I just had to... Oh, was it Ring? Ring, I had to remove and re-add it to all my Amazon stuff because of some hack or whatever.
Well, Wise did the same thing. They logged everybody out and all their tokens.
Yep.
So all my if this and that, I just set up like 2 days before it went away.
Yep.
And I'm like, screw this. So, I mean, but this is all those growing pains in those kinds of things. Chilla, you had one last story in here. Let's touch on that before we get out of here.
So I thought it was interesting. Apple is joining the FIDO Alliance.
Yeah,
I almost
I've heard
said
of
FIDO.net, which the FIDO Alliance believes that we should be getting rid of user ID and password and use trusted device. If you think of the way when you log into an Apple device, it tosses a one-time passcode to another trusted device. It's kind of like that, except for this is going to work cross devices, cross platform, cross websites, etc., etc. You would register a trusted device, and when you type in your user ID, you would then get a prompt. And see, I really like how this would work. You get a prompt on the device that would say, do you want to authorize this login? Yes or no? So I think it's a great concept. I'm interested to see how we bridge the gap of I don't have a device that can use this, or my device died. How do I authenticate to anything? But I think it's a great idea.
I mean, this was an extension of like when I log into a computer and I have my watch, it'll log in. Like, is it that kind of technology that we're talking about here? And
it's more like you got close to your computer and the watch would prompt you and say, do you want to log in?
Which I actually have seen that because I've noticed the when I'm making a change in system settings, and it has the the thing will prompt to do a password or a fingerprint, but my watch will also buzz and it says double click the button to also authorize.
Right.
So,
and I like this because your watch is tied to your user ID. It has the pin on it, but then as long as it doesn't leave your wrist,
it is literally sitting there listening to your heartbeat. If it's not a biometric, that knows it's you, by all accounts, then that makes a lot of sense.
I think it's one step closer to security. Like, we're all talking about data privacy anymore, and like really passwords have become kind of this snafu thing where you can now like log in with Apple. It has hopefully in the next few years it'll catch on just as much as log in with your Facebook is, because I'm really tired of logging in with my Facebook whenever I do an app, like a new app. I try to not do it. I try to do either Google or I sign up with my email, just because I don't want so many things connected to my Facebook, just because Facebook's icky to me with their security. That was the first thing I did when I got my watch, was set it up that it would unlock my Mac the second I opened it.
Oh yeah, it's such a great feature.
It's such a cool feature.
And the fact that we have 2 Macs with my accounts on them on that table, and Missy will go do some DVD work on the other older Mac, and then I'll just feel a buzz, and she just got into the computer without logging in. So it's always kind of like, okay.
I just think this is one step closer to data privacy and security. Like, there's only so many times. I checked it the other day. My passwords and accounts under your user settings on iOS, you can see how many you've saved in Keychain. I have almost 300 passwords saved through iOS Keychain.
Jeez.
That's insanity to me. And then my 1Password probably has about 50 in it.
See, because I would get, I'm not keeping up on both of them, so I'm stopping the keychain. I'm trying to cut it off so everything goes through LastPass.
I'm trying to, like, I would rather be my fingerprint. I would rather it be some type of authentication or send a code to my watch and then I type my code in, or something else other than the same 5 passwords just with different combinations. Because that's what everybody does.
And there's passwords that I've actually used, like the use strong password, and I don't even know what the password is. Or what is it, my mortgage? One of them, like, you have to store a cookie on your machine, and if you go to a new machine, I have to type in a bunch of stuff from like my mortgage information that's on a piece of paper at home.
What?
So if I'm like on the road and I'm like, oh, I want to pay my mortgage right now, I have to go. There's only like 2 devices I can go to pay to actually pay a bill from.
I've still not been able to authorize my computer at home to log into Patreon on either account to do that. I literally remote into the studio to do the Patreon post tonight. Yeah. Anyways, that aside, guys, it's been a lot of fun. Bullet Pittsburgh, what's going on? What's coming up? What should people be checking out?
Oh my God, this week we're releasing our 10 hottest dates in Pittsburgh. So if you are struggling where to find a date this week, I have 10 suggestions of fun things to do, out of the box thinking of those perfect dates.
Are you telling me I shouldn't just take her to Sonic the Hedgehog this weekend?
Yes, because that's so you.
Don't buy her a broom.
Don't buy her a
Don't
broom?
buy her broom. No offense. The coolest one that I just wrote about was called Carnegie Frick and Commerce. So it's the Carnegie Museum of Natural Art and History and the Art Museum, the Frick Cafe for lunch, and Commerce Bar for drinks afterwards. So it's very historical dating. That one will probably go up tonight or tomorrow, just in time for Valentine's Day. And of course, go see Little Shop of Horrors. Literally the best show I've seen in a very long time at Pittsburgh Public Theater. So much fun. They actually built an Audrey 2 that's like life size. It's probably like 6 foot tall.
Really?
It might be more like 10 foot tall. And it actually takes a puppeteer and a voice person to work it. And literally it does eat people, like in the end scenes, like the people crawl into it and it like chomps down and eats it. But it's really neato. Yeah, that's and of course my Kickstarter got launched too.
Yes. 2
weeks ago for building a plus size clothing store here in Pittsburgh. So check out sinuosity.pgh.com. It's all to help build a plus size boutique in Pittsburgh.
Go check it out. We'll have links in the show notes. Chilla on the Twitter.
Chill on the Twitter. John's Chill on the Facebook. Chillatech.net. I am not your broom on TikTok.
Not Chilla with a hacksaw.
Not chill. I'm gonna create a TikTok a week.
That's a.
I'm gonna see how many TikTok accounts I can have.
Your bite account will be Chilla with the hacksaw.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Sorgatron everywhere, including TikTok. Apparently, where I'm throwing some stuff on there, seeing if I can hang with the TikToks. Like I know people on there with like 3,000 followers. I'm like, how did you do this? So it was kind of fun to go check that out. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, producer Missy, for keeping everything in line. She's been very quiet this episode, too. So we'll see you guys next time. You've been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. I got really close to that hour mark there, Chilla.
Oh, no. Down.
Son of a bitch. All right, thanks, guys. We'll be live about 8 o'clock or so. No, it's past 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock or so for the Wrestling Mayhem show over on those accounts. Thanks a lot, guys, for hanging out.